Welcome to Books on Point. Mteto Nyati knew years ago in Mthatha, working at his mother's trading store, that he wanted to fix and build things. After completing his studies in mechanical engineering at Natal University, he headed for Johannesburg to take up a position at Afrox. He was the only black engineer, and the advice he received was, "Don't mess up." He didn't. Today, he's one of South Africa's top CEOs, having steered Microsoft South Africa and MTN South Africa out of troubled times. He's currently the CEO of Altron, and we had a conversation about his book, Betting on a Darkie. Have a look. Mteto, thank you so much for your time. The title of the book is Betting on a Darkie. Let's talk about that. How did you come to that title?
As black people, generally we refer to ourselves in a good way as darkies, but a few people out there, they've chosen to use this word in not so good way. For me, I felt that we needed to claim this word back to us, the way we want to use it, and I also wanted to have a very strong link between that word and things like excellence, hard work, values, So that's really the key driver behind all of this thing for me. Plus, if you read the book, you will see that what I'm trying to say here is that we are not looking for handouts. We are, as black people, are people that are looking just for opportunities. And if given opportunities, we can go far. There's so many examples of that. In South Africa.
Let's talk about the structure of the book. I mean, you take us through a journey of your childhood and your career, and then you also have these aspects where someone, particularly a family member or a friend, wrote details about the fond memories they have about you. How did you come to that particular way of putting the book together?
I guess it is reflecting my personality. I'm someone who is not one of those people who would like to be talking about themselves. I ended up writing a book largely driven by the fact that many of the people that I'm mentoring, I just can't have the capacity to mentor more. So I wrote the book more for that purpose, which meant I needed to open myself up. But knowing my limitations, they say you need to be self-aware, I felt other people would add something to it, because maybe there are things that I may not want to say myself, and I felt that it's best said by them, good or bad, because I just wanted an honest book about me.
When we go back to the title of Betting on a Darkie, I'm sure a lot of the viewers are wondering, which Darkie are you betting on?
I'm betting on myself. It's very important that first and foremost, before we even ask other people to bet on us, are you betting on yourself? I'm challenging everybody who's out there. We always want things done, but are you ready to receive the things that you want? Are you ready to do the hard work? For me, we need to be defined largely as black people, and knowing the racist past that we come from. We need to set ourselves apart by embracing excellence and making sure that in each and every task that we are given, every project, we deliver and deliver more on that thing. Because through that, we will be able to start to address some of the assumptions that people carry in their heads about us. Because they cannot continue to be carrying those assumptions when practically they can see that, we are doing the right things. We need to bet on ourselves first.
In the preface of the book, you mentioned that there are many things that you wish you hadn't done, but you've done them nonetheless, and they are a part of you. How important was it for you to be able to forgive yourself for your mistakes and also take them in stride and allow them to be able to, guide you in terms of lessons to be learned?
Failures, as many people call them, but I see them as teaching moments, and those are very, very important times where you need to pause and reflect and say, what are the lessons that I'm picking out of this big mistake that I've just made, and then move on. The key point really is to take that moment and reflect on it, and make sure that you do not repeat the same mistake again. There are many things that I wish I would not done, certainly, but certainly those things are part of me, and yes, I know that there are some also people that I pain throughout the way. I hope they can forgive me, because I've forgiven myself.
You spoke about excellence and being able to, shape ourselves. Let's talk about South Africa and the economy. I'm sure, there's a lot of things that we can definitely be fixing, the right kind of ingredients we can be putting together. From your perspective, what are some of the low-hanging fruits that, if we get right, would be able to turn our country around?
There needs to be, whether you are talking in a family situation or an organization or a country, a vision is something that is so important. That North Star. Who are we trying to be? As an individual, who do you want to be? You need to have a sense of that. Right now, I'm not clear of the kind of country that we are trying to be. It used to be clear many years ago, but right now we are a bit confused in my mind. We need to have that clarity. And the vision itself needs to be a much more inclusive vision. I'm hearing narratives today that are disturbing, where people, when you listen to this, you find that there are some groups of people who may ask themselves, am I really wanted here in South Africa? And these are people that can help address some of the many challenges that we have. We can ill afford to have them leaving our countries, So that inclusive vision, that's very important. But at the same time, there's a saying that, if your priority is everything, you're actually focusing on nothing. You cannot focus on everything. You have to make choices. What are the 5 things that we need to do as a country? Not 30 things, because we just do not have the resources for that. What are those 5 things? And we have not made those choices. And that's, for example, things like SOEs. These are a very important institution that we need to capacitate. Make sure that they've got the right kind of leaders in them. Let's make those decisions. Let's not be half-hearted about that. So things like that, healthcare, education. It's a disaster, our education. It's a big disaster. And we keep watching it and watching. We can see it moving in the wrong direction, but we're not intervening around it. But that's the future of our children. So let's address that piece. Low-hanging fruit, things like spectrum. We are all crying, saying that we need communication that is affordable. Our mothers and our families sitting in rural areas just cannot afford the data. But the problems can be solved. We're shooting ourselves in the foot. Allocate the spectrum to the mobile operators. The prices of data will come down immediately. It's those kind of things that I just fail to understand why we are not making those decisions. Very simple decisions.
In a world where so much seems to be going wrong, or in some cases people may think the world is a little mad, what are some of the aspects, whether you're looking at it globally, that are getting you excited about where the future is going, be it in technology or innovation?
What makes me excited is largely the role of technology and how technology can be an enabler of everything that we know. When we're talking agriculture, talking about just simple agriculture, it used to be this boring thing, agriculture. But hey, now you've got high tech being used, drones being used in agriculture, and that's what is happening. When you look at how we are using technology in financial services, I'm able to just sit in my office and be able to transact and do all sorts of things, manage my whole life and that of the business from the comfort of my app in the cell phone. That's technology. It is the healthcare. We saw some of the breakthroughs that's just been made here, where we did a 3D printing in South Africa, and that was the first in the world, driven by the 4th Industrial Revolution. These are exciting things. We are busy fighting on the wrong things. Let us focus on really putting this country back on where it belongs, to be a country that people can look up to. We've got very, very smart people in this country. But because of this divisiveness that we have, we are unable to leverage the power that these resources that we have in our country. Focus, use technology as the enabler for everything. That excites me. The future is great.